everybody, welcome back to my channel. Alex here, and today I have a full face tutorial for you guys for the fall season. It's my first makeup tutorial for the fall season, so as always, let me know down in the comment section if you guys have any other ideas for makeup looks for the fall season. But to complete this look, I went ahead and used some amazing Royal & Langnickel brushes. These are from the 13-piece set called Love is Trusting, and I am in love with these, you guys. These are some good brushes. This is an amazing set, especially for those of you just starting out in makeup or just learning how to use brushes or just wanting to experiment more with some awesome brushes from an amazing brush company. Now these brushes have some color to them. They are 100% vegan. My barrel on these brushes are like a rose colored pink. It's really pretty. If you want to see more pictures, go ahead and click the link down to my blog so you can see more pictures and more details about the set itself. Now the Love is Trusting 13-piece brush set comes with a 2-part storage container, so it looks like this. It's pink. It's so pretty. So you just snap off the top like this. It has the snaps on the side, and what I really use this for is, you know, when I'm traveling, I can actually store them in a nice way and they won't get lost in my suitcase. Or when I'm doing my makeup, I have one side for the dirty brushes and one side for the clean brushes, which is awesome. This is what the brushes look like. I used them to create this look. So Royal & Langnickel was gracious enough to give me a code for you guys to get 20% off your entire order for Royal & Langnickel. It's Bunny20. I'm going to put it down in the comment section, as well as a link to the fabulous Love is Trusting 13-piece brush kit, and I'm going to scroll it across the screen so you guys don't forget. Alright you guys, as always, do give this video a thumbs up if you are loving the makeup look, and go ahead and click that subscribe button if you have not already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys! So to get things started, I'm going to be using MAC's Soft Ochre Pro Longwear Paint Pot, and this is going to act as a base. So I'm placing this all over my mobile lid and a little bit up past my crease. Grabbing MAC's Saddle Eyeshadow and the crease brush from the Love is Trusting kit, I'm going to be placing this in my crease area. This is going to act as my first transition shade, and I'm in love with this crease brush, you guys. This crease brush actually has a small pointed tip at the end of it, so it makes it for precise crease color application. Using MAC's Post Haste eyeshadow, I'm going to take that exact same crease brush and I'm going to be blending that on top of MAC's Saddle. This is going to be the second transition shade. I wanted something with a little bit more of a rusty brown color, so if you don't have Post Haste, MAC's Rule is going to act like the exact same thing, so it's close enough to the color if you're going to be recreating this look. As always, all of the stuff that I'm going to be using is going to be on my blog, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. Taking MAC's Saddle again and the exact same crease brush, I'm going to be using Saddle this time as a color that's going to blend out all of the harsh lines that I may have made using Post Haste. And now for the first lid color, I'm going to be using MAC's Crimson Tryst, and I'm using the mini flat shader brush. Now this is good for applying color evenly onto the eyelid, so I'm going to be just using this color on the first half of my eyelid. And the second color I'm using is MAC's Brazenly eyeshadow, and I'm using the same brush, but I'm just going to be blending Crimson Tryst with Brazenly. So it's going to be a back and forth with this color. Grabbing MAC's Embark eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the exact same crease brush that I used earlier, and I'm going to be placing this color, or concentrating this color, on my outer V area just to give the eyes a little bit more dimension in that area. Using L'Oreal's Infallible Pro Matte Powder, I'm going to be using the small shader brush, and this is going to act as my brow bone color. For my foundation, I'm using L'Oreal's True Match Foundation. This is in the color N8, and I'm taking the foundation brush from this Love is Trusting brush kit and applying my foundation evenly all over the skin. This foundation brush is one of the softest traditional foundation brushes that I've seen in a while, so I'm really loving using this and how it's shaped to apply my foundation just evenly onto the skin. For my concealer, I'm using Makeup Forever's Full Color Concealer, and what I love about this concealer is that it actually blends perfectly into the skin. There's no, over blending or any harsh lines or lines of demarcation. Now I'm using MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is in the color NC45, and I'm using the large concealer brush, and I'm taking my liquid concealer and just placing it into the areas that I know need concealing and highlighting at the same time. So what I love about this brush is that it's small enough to get into my tiny spaces, but soft enough that it doesn't leave streaky marks on my skin. So I'm going to be using the Beauty Blender to blend everything out and make sure there are no harsh lines or anything like that, like in the inner corner and places like that where I put my concealer. I'm also going to be placing concealer on my cupid's bow, chin, down the bridge of my nose, and all those other places that I would usually go ahead and highlight my face. Now to set all of that, I'm using the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I'm in love with this powder, but I'm going to be using my Beauty Blender to place this powder and make sure to set everything in place. I've been doing this for a little while now instead of using a setting brush, and I find it a little bit more convenient actually. To set the rest of my face, I'm using L'Oreal's Pro Matte Infallible Powder again, and I'm going to be using the large powder brush from this Love is Trusting kit. And what I love about this powder brush is that it's tapered, it's soft, and it's flat. And I was really surprised when I saw how flat this brush is, but it's actually fluffy at the same time. So it allows me to set my foundation and go ahead and sweep away any of the excess powder, seeing that it's actually really soft and tapered. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the Angle Shader Brush and MAC Blunt Blush to go ahead and contour my nose. I'm in love with this Angle Shader Brush. It's really good in terms of laying down precision color in any area that you need it to actually lay down precisely. Now I'm going to go ahead and contour the rest of my face. I'm going to be using the large powder brush to do this actually. I noticed because it's tapered, I thought that I could go ahead and contour with it like a soft contour, and as you can see, I'm actually able to do that using this powder brush from this Royal Atlantic Love is Trusting kit. So I'm going to be grabbing my LA Girl blush collection. This is one of their beauty bricks in Spice, and I'm going to be grabbing the highlight color first, and using the contour brush, I'm going to be placing my highlight. I'm using brushes differently because I wanted to see how they could be used multi-purposely. Now grabbing that blush color, I'm going to be laying down my blush with that exact same contour brush, and it's soft enough to do this. So even though it's contour in terms of its shape, it can actually be used to lay down a color onto the skin. So it's fluffy enough to do that. So that's what I love about it so much. And now I'm going to be grabbing the bronzer out of that same beauty brick, and using the stippler brush, I'm going to be just adding a little bit more color to my skin and a little bit more dimension to the forehead area. I'm also going to go back in with that contour brush and a little bit more of the highlighter just to make sure everything is highlighted where it needs to be highlighted. And going back in with my Saddle and Embark eyeshadows, I'm going to be using the smudger brush to lay down colors on my lower lash line. I know sometimes we can forget to put a little bit of color down the lower lash line, but I'm going to do this to add a little bit more dimension because you don't want all of the color just sitting on top of your eyelids. You're going to need some color on that lower lash line as well. So I'm just taking those two colors for blending purposes and to make sure I get a little bit more depth down on that lower lash line area. Now grabbing Becca's Shimmering Skin Perfector in Topaz, I'm going to be using the line and smudge brush for placing this color on my inner eye area because this brush is actually designed and is the right size and shape for adding highlights to the inner corner of the eye. For my lower lash line liner, I'm using Marc Jacobs Gel Liner. I'm in love with this liner. It's a really good liner. Even though this is the travel size that I'm using, it actually stays in my waterline all day, you guys. For mascara, I'm using Sigma's High Caliber Lash Mascara. This mascara is used for lengthening your lashes, and I do have an entire video dedicated to sharing with you guys these new mascaras from Sigma, so do go ahead and check that out. I'm going to put a link down in the description box so you can go ahead and check out these mascaras on Sigma's website. Now for my false lashes, I'm using some of my favorite lashes from Coco Lashes. These are the Foxy lashes, and you guys have already seen that I love these lashes to death. Like, you have have no idea how much I love these lashes. They just give your eyes just some pop and a cute flutter to the eyes. It's also sexy. I love it so much. And for the lips, I'm gonna go ahead and use MAC's Night Moth lip pencil. If you do not own Night Moth lip pencil from MAC, then what are you doing with your life? You need this lip liner. This is the perfect lip liner for the fall season. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with this lip liner. And once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and use Kat Von D's liquid lipstick in Lolita. I'm going to be blending these two together. Now, what I love about Kat Von D's Lolita is that this color doesn't dry instantly. So it gives you a little bit of time to work with it. So I'm gonna be creating my own color by blending Night Moth and Lolita together. This is going to be bomb.com. You're gonna love it so much once I'm done with it. But obviously, this is basically the look for today. Do let me know down in the comment section, as always, if you're loving this look. Don't forget to check out the blog, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.